Jaire Alexander is available. Jalen Ramsey is available. Does either cornerback move you? What do you think?
I think so. I mean, Jaire Alexander has a little bit of an injury history. I think he's played 34 games over the last 4 seasons. Here's what I do know: the Niners need a corner. I believe Diamador Lenore. This is his first year playing CB1. We'll see how it goes. Diamador is one of my favorite players. I do believe in him. Ronaldo Green, this is his second year. A lot of people who have been there, yourself included, and many others have said Ronaldo Green has struggled a little bit in OTAs, which is concerning. Outside of those guys, they got the rookie Upton Stout as a nickelback. And then from there, I mean, not a lot of proven players, including Upton. So to me, last year, the 49ers DB room was, maybe one of their strongest rooms. This year, not so much. I think they need to bring in a veteran corner. As far as like which one, Alexander's definitely interesting. One of the premier corners of the league a few years back, injured quite a bit. And then Jalen Ramsey, obviously another really good corner, tremendous history. So both of them are interesting. There's also CJ Henderson, who has struggled with injury, but he's much younger, 26 years old. He's a veteran that the 49ers could probably sign at the vet minimum. He was a 9th overall draft pick by the Jaguars in 2020, first round talent who's struggled because of injury. So there's a lot of corners that are out there that the 49ers should definitely explore, and they need to bring one in.
Yeah, I mean, I like Diamador Lenore a lot. I think he can be a number one cornerback, but that's about all they have for certain right now. Ronaldo Green played well at times as a rookie, but that doesn't mean he can do it again. Then after him, what do they got? Upton Stout hasn't proven anything. Trey Brown probably shouldn't be playing. So, yeah, I think they absolutely need another cornerback. And the fact that there are two available right now is great. And it's interesting. I think that Saleh has connections to both of them. He was on the Jaguars when Ramsey was a rookie. So was Gus Bradley. So Gus Bradley was Jalen Ramsey's head coach for a year. They should know each other. I mean, they do know each other. And then Jaire Alexander, once Saleh got fired last year by the Jets, he went over to the Packers and was kind of a consultant for them for a while. So he should know Jaire Alexander pretty well, and he should know why the Packers don't want him and why it didn't work out. And if there's like something there, the way there was with Jason Verrett 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, that was such a huge, tremendous success for the 49ers and for Saleh to be able to find a corner who had been elite but had not been able to stay healthy. I mean, his injury issues were way worse than Jaire Alexander's, and they got him to play at like an all-pro level for a full season in 2020. Maybe they feel they can do that again with him in particular.
Yeah, and if Robert Saleh, he knows both these players. If he wants one of them, they should go get them. I would imagine they will. I think corner is honestly on the defense. Safety is a little bit of a concern right now with the injury to Malik Mustafa, Jair Brown coming off a rough season. So the safety is a little bit of an issue, but right now I'm more concerned, I think, with corner because if Diamador Lenore, knock on wood, something happened to him, like what do they got? It's a little bit concerning, and who knows, like with Ronaldo Green, if that was like just a rookie show out and what he's going to look like throughout the course of his career. We see a lot of rookies that do really well and then they fall off. Like Jair Brown is a perfect example of that. So to me, I'd feel a lot better if the 49ers went out and signed a proven corner, either one of these dudes.
Yeah, I agree. And like with Saleh too, he doesn't really know Diamador Lenore. Like he's never coached Diamador Lenore. And he might, watch the tape and say, I think he'll be better if we just play him outside so we can focus on one position. And maybe he's right, but we've watched Lenore maybe a little bit closer than Saleh. And to me, I think one of his biggest, what makes him so valuable is the fact that he can play in the slot and he's so good at it. He can play both. But to take him out of the slot, okay, if you have a great nickelback, and maybe Upton Stout is a great nickelback, but he hasn't shown that yet. He's just a rookie, and it's highly probable, definitely possible, that Saleh week 6 will look up and be like, man, you know what? I need Lenore in the slot, getting crushed there. And then you could have someone like Jaire Alexander out there along with Ronaldo Green on the outside or Jalen Ramsey. I would prefer Jalen Ramsey, even though he's older than Jaire Alexander. I mean, he played 17 games last year, and he's still damn good, if not as good as he used to be. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now.
Corner is one of those positions where you can really just ruin a whole game. You could lose a game for your team if you're not a good corner, and it's risky to just roll with some guys that you have no history on. So if the 49ers are serious about this season and
Isaiah Oliver's a
competing,
great example, right?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and just rookies in general, like just throwing out a rookie like, "Hey, we believe he's gonna be good." Like, how do
Or
you
Trey
know,
Brown.
man? Yeah. Yeah, I like playing rookies at certain positions, and it's a little less risky at certain positions, but at corner, it's pretty sketch, man. So you need somebody that you can really rely on and trust. And I think the 49ers need to go after a free agent. But I don't I would say don't sleep on CJ Henderson, man. He's only 26 years old. This would be a vet minimum contract if the 49ers could get him for maybe a little bonus or something like that. But he was drafted ninth overall in 2020. He's got the talent. He's just been injured, like all of these guys. I would rather roll my dice on a younger dude that's cheaper if you're going to do that, or hell, bring both of them in. They definitely need to make a move at corner. So CJ Henderson's a guy they could bring in with Jaire and Jalen Ramsey.
It's a great call. And I feel like the Niners kind of like opened up Pandora's box a little bit by trading for Bryce Huff, because before that move, you looked at it and you're like, they're kind of building their team for 2026. They don't want to bring in any vets who will get in the way of young players. This is all about getting young players on the field to get as many reps as possible so they can grow. And then you bring in Bryce Huff and give him $8 million. It's like, oh, so you are making win now moves. Cool. Because you have this super easy schedule and you're hosting the Super Bowl this year. Like, why not give it a shot?
Yeah.
The only team standing between you and the division title really is like the Rams and 37-year-old Matthew Stafford. Like, give it a shot. So you bring in Bryce Huff. That's a big win now move. What about one more? How about a cornerback? You obviously need one. And Robert Saleh, you brought in Richard Sherman at about 30 years old, had success. You brought in Jason Verrett, had success. These two guys are right in that lane.
I agree
Or CJ Henderson.
100%. You made a great point with the Huff thing. Before they brought in Huff, I was like, all right, it's a rebuild year. This is a 2-year plan. Then they sign Huff, and you're like, okay, that's like more urgency being shown there. So now, like, let's go all the way with it. Like, let's bring in that corner. Let's bring in possibly a safety. There. I would even argue, even though I have no clue what these young running backs are going to look like, so I could be way off. One of these guys could be a stud, but I'd even look at possibly bringing in another running back in case Christian McCaffrey can't go. So there's a couple positions I look at it the same way.
Yeah, and I bet if we had Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan on the show right now, off the record, only we could talk to them. I bet and we asked them like, hey, would you like Jaire Alexander or Jalen Ramsey? I bet they'd say, hell yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. Why not? It's not our
Mhm.
money. But the question is, Jed York and his parents, they've really patted themselves on the back for spending so much money this offseason on players they already had and didn't necessarily need to give new contracts to, but they did. Do you think they're sort of like tapped out with the spending? I mean, Kittle, Warner, Purdy, plus the 2 soccer teams. Do you think enough is enough from their eyes?
I mean, what's the goal here? Like, are you trying to save money or are you trying to win a Super Bowl? I mean, I would hope that it's not enough. I think what if I'm Jed York, what I want to do is avoid bad contracts and avoid paying people that maybe are not fully bought in and contribute to the team chemistry. I think those are the type of contracts that I would want to avoid. But paying good players money should always be on the like if they're good, you got to pay them. That's what they cost. They should be definitely willing to invest in players that are going to help you win a Super Bowl. So I would hope that's not the case.
I mean, I feel like the Yorks have shown that they will go out and spend. Like, they're not like the Cowboys. The Cowboys will spend money on their own players, but they won't really go out and bring in free agents. And it makes you feel like, man, you're just signing people that you can sell jerseys for, but you don't really want to like make the extra step and go all in. The Niners aren't really like that. I mean, we saw last year, they thought they were the contender of contenders, and they went and signed a bunch of veterans that they, regretted signing, but they tried. And I think so when they think they're in position to be a serious contender, they spend not just on their own players. Does Jed think they're really in position to be serious contenders this year? I mean, yeah, you brought back Robert Saleh. and you got Bryce Huff, but the offensive line is worse. You have $95 million in dead cap, and you're still heavily reliant on Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, and Brandon Ayuk. I mean, I wonder if Jed York's thinking like, yeah, I mean, I want to fill the stands and I want to be competitive, but like, come on, what are we really expecting this year?
I think I'll be real, man. I think Jed York thinks they can win a Super Bowl every year as long as Kyle Shanahan's the coach. I think that's how he thinks. So, yeah, I don't think he thinks, oh, no, this is a waste year. I think he believes in Kyle and John Lynch, and as long as he has them, he believes he can win a Super Bowl. I think he does think that.
That's the first thing you said today that I strongly disagree with.
Yeah,
but I love you. I think
it's all right.
I wonder if Jed's starting to waver with his belief in Kyle and John. And maybe I'm like the boy who cried wolf because I've been sort of like waiting for this for 9 years. But all I know is last year was awful. A lot of people got fired. Brock Purdy got an extension. So to me, Jed and his parents really put their confidence into the quarterback. And I wonder if they feel like as long as we have Brock, we're in position to be contenders. But I don't know. I wonder if they feel the same confidence in Kyle that they felt 3 years ago. I mean, it was one of the worst seasons of his career. Maybe it was a one-off.
If I'm Jed York, I probably believe in Kyle to make this a competitive team over believing in Brock. If I'm Jed York, I think Kyle has struggles finding an elite quarterback. I put out the list of the 49ers quarterbacks under Kyle Shanahan. It's not it's kind of a motley crew of dudes. If I'm Jed York, I believe more in Kyle's ability to compete, but not in his ability to find a quarterback. So, I'm not a big Kyle guy, right? Like I struggle imagining him actually winning the big game, but I think Jed York loves that guy. I think he loves Kyle Shanahan. I think they are like, he wants, like, that's his buddy, man. They hang out, they have wine, their wives kick it together. I don't think Kyle's going anywhere.
I'm just telling you, man, I was at the owners' meetings and I was kicking it with Kyle and I was kicking it with Jed and I was drinking with both of them and they didn't kick it with each other one time. I don't know. Maybe they missed. No, maybe I turned my back, went to the bathroom. They like ran over to each other, hugged, whatever. But I didn't see it. I saw Jed over here and Kyle over there, and they just were in different orbits. And maybe that meant nothing. But I feel like that like hanging out, socializing thing was from like 3-4 years ago. And they've lost a second Super Bowl, and last year happened, and they gave Brandon Ayuk all that money, and it was kind of Kyle's fault that they gave him all that money, and they brought Robert Saleh back, and they're so excited about having Robert Saleh. I don't know. I wonder if he's like, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Do you think we'll find out. Do you think that was more because just my read on it without being there is more like Jed would have loved to kick it with Kyle in that situation. Maybe Kyle didn't want to. Maybe Kyle didn't wanted to hang with the cool kids a little bit.
Saying Jed's not cool?
I don't think Jed's very cool, man.
Yeah. Well, because he's a billionaire, right? You can't like unbillionaire a billionaire. But
Yeah.
I will say, like, Jed tries a lot harder to be normal than Kyle does. Like, if you were in a room with Jed and Kyle, you could talk to Jed, and Jed would want to talk to you. He'd want to know your name. He'd want you to think that he's a normal guy, even though no one would ever think Jed's a normal guy, right? Because he's a billionaire. He owns the 49ers. But he would try. Like, Kyle probably would be like, I don't know you. Who are you? Someone
he
intercept this guy for me.
He definitely knows me.